Hey guys, just want to give a little update on this bird. Since the last video, I had ripped the whole dash apart, and I had some nagging issues with illumination and some lights that were burnt out. So I took it all apart. I also wanted, you can see I have this aftermarket Monster 5-inch autometer tack, but since doing my conversion to a 302, the analog stock factory tachometer, it didn't work anymore because this was originally a 4-cylinder car. So I did the Resistor Mod from the tech articles and from coolcats.net. Super useful, helpful place. Love it. And yeah, I ripped it all apart, took all the gauges out, cleaned it all. You know, I did everything I could to make this as clean as possible while still looking somewhat factory. And then I ended up actually, I'll show you, it looks really good. I used white LEDs behind, just the 5 for the illumination. So there's like one in the center, and then there's one about here, one about there, another one about there and there. So there's 5 in total that illuminate the whole cluster. And I left everything else, just the standard 194 bulbs. Like my high beam, I think that's the only one I don't even remember. I've never done it before. I guess someone before me, they had a little blue LED. So I just used that because I didn't have anything else. But it looks okay. And yeah, I put a whole bunch of tinfoil tape around the inside too, just to help with the spread of the LEDs. They were 360-degree pattern, but just to help out because it's just like a white plastic that would absorb a lot of the light. And I just, I never wanted to go back there again, so I thought I might as well do everything I can now. And yeah, I thought about maybe converting to blue to match my gauges, but I don't know, it's something that, turn the lights off, maybe make it look a little bit better. No, wrong ones. It's outside. Yeah. Thought to maybe change the dash color to all blue, except I've still got other parts like the switches and then the what do they call that? The system sentry information. That's all green as well. So, and then behind the speedo and the tack, there's a piece of plastic that the light shines through, and then the face of the gauge, and in between those two, there's like a sheet of green. So to separate that and take the green out is like, I didn't want to even bother trying. I'd probably just destroy the gauges. But in any case, that's my setup. You can tell I also got a new steering wheel. Turn these lights back on. There you go. Lights. Yeah, I replaced the steering wheel. I got this. It's a Grant LeMans 1077 or something, 1070 LeMans, something like that. And it was actually originally gray, but I just took spray paint to it to make it black. You can buy them in black as well, but the one I got this for $10 whopping. So a super good deal. And then I just wanted to paint it. I guess if I'd left it grayish, it's like kind of like a whitish gray, it might have matched my Raven interior, but I'm going for more black. And like, I still gotta redo my whole headliner. It's so bad, it looks like a fluffy pillow. I think that might be the next thing I go after. I'm gonna redo this all black. Yeah. I thought about maybe doing some nice checker plating. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's really just for you, which is fine. But I don't want to risk the idea that something may become dated in the future. So I think I'll just go with black. It's always going to look good. It's always going to be fancy schmancy. My window track fell off. That's you know what, realistically, that's probably the next thing that will be dealt with. Window. I have to help it up. And like, yeah, it sucks. Need to do that. Guess I could turn these lights off now. What else have I bought? I got a shift knob from an SN95. I love the shape and the feel. It's just so good. So I wanted that again. I got this replacement leather boot from eBay. It was a $20, just a generic thing. And it actually it's not a 100% color match, but you would never notice unless I pointed it out. It's like a gray. You can't get this shift knob from factory in black. They make aftermarket ones in black, but they're really questionable in quality. I think 50 Resto sells them. This is a OEM Ford. It's like a $50 one, not the $25, $40 one. So that's why you have to deal with it in gray, but it looks good. My only issue right now is that this leather boot, I haven't modified it to fit underneath with these tabs perfectly. But for now, it works and it'll do. I need to work on the disgusting seats I have right now. I'm looking for replacements, but also, these are all power seats, and they stopped working like 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I need to pull them out. But they're put back as far as I can, and I'm having a real bitch of a time getting to the bolts, the rear bolts anyways, so I haven't quite figured that out. I'm sure I'll just have to jumper the wires to get the motors going. Hopefully they're not dead, but hopefully it was just a switch that stopped working. So that's still left to be done. What else? I ordered a whole bunch of new parts for that. But not so much for the motor. It's more like, this is my old throttle cable. I was finding a ton of resistance and binding and sticking with this cable. I don't think I've lubed and cleaned the throttle body. It may be the throttle body, but I'm gonna start with cheaper options first. So the cable is first. I got a factory cable because this one just has the braided cable with the steel wire on the inside, but there's no return, there's no spring. Whereas on this factory one, it's got this spring to help it. So, you know, I've driven factory 5-liter cars and they feel very smooth and really good pedal feel. I'm gonna try this and hopefully this really helps. I also got, because I have a really stiff clutch pedal, I think that it may be a worn out clutch cable. It's the same cable I actually used from the 4-cylinder car, so that's like a 30-year-old cable. So I got the Maximum Motorsports, the most expensive one. Everyone is saying this is the last cable you'll ever buy. Should it be a 30-year cable? I don't know, but I got the Maximum Motorsports clutch cable. I also got their clutch quadrant. And also, where is it? I might not be able to open this with one hand. Oh, I lied. I got the firewall adjuster because it was, apparently you have to have it, so yeah, sure, why not? I like to follow instructions. That's what they said to get, so I got it. And I also got, I think these are 5/16 wheel spacers, because this hella flush bird, it rubs, and it's just kind of getting frustrating to drive anymore. It's like, it's just a bit much. Get a better idea of its stance. I don't know if that helps. There's like so little clearance. I think it looks great, personally. Just like a little bit of poke. I do like that, but I'm getting some pretty serious rub. And I've rolled these as much as I can, but it's time to go, because these are really aggressive. These are these are 1-inch spacers. You can't really see them that well. Let's try this. I'll show you. I love cordless tools. So that's a 1-inch spacer, which I think is a very controversial thing. These aren't even spacers. These are like adapters. Like, you can start seeing my factory wheel studs are there. So these bolt onto those, and then they have their own wheel studs built in that are offset. So you bolt these to the adapter that bolts onto your factory ones, and yeah, quality is questionable. They're aluminum, and like, I think nowadays, things coming from whomever, China or some random in California, who knows. CNCing and digital manufacturing has come a long way, so like quality is definitely coming up. But that being said, they're still not that expensive, and like even to add to that, it's just, I don't think it's very safe, and it's definitely not recommended. So I would like to go to just a standard, using a wheel spacer with my stock factory, whatever, wheel studs, like just kind of how it's meant to be. Yeah, so these will suck in a little bit more. That'll give me more tire room, because I don't have a lot of meat. It's actually kind of skinny. It's a 9-inch rim, but it's kind of a, what's the sidewall? I don't even know if it's gotten rubbed off or not. Here's the size. It says these are 225, 40 are 18s. So there's really not a lot of sidewall and not a lot of width. This tire is pretty stretched on the rim, and I wanted that just because of the aggressive stance I was going for, but I'm kind of over that. I think I'd really like to have a nice big tire in the rear now. It's a muscle car now. It's something I'd like to drive once in a while, so I'm gonna do that. And then, yeah, I'm gonna look at seeing about getting some new seats. I don't know what kind or how much. I don't think I'm gonna reupholster these. I may look for Terminator seats. Apparently they just bolt in. I don't really know. I'm just gonna wait and find a good deal. Do it myself. Same thing with the window track. I'm gonna just try to use some JB weld on it. Hopefully do some good prep work on it. So yeah, I mean, I own a house now. It's a home. I have a mortgage, so I can't go crazy just buying everything I want. I try my best not to, and gonna have to try and improvise. And I've got time after work. I just come home and spend time with the wife and get to do some fun projects when I've got spare time. So that is the latest update for my bird. And And I'll keep you guys posted and make videos when I can about about little things. I'm getting some wheel hop, so once I'm done with some of this crap, I think that after doing the headliner and the doors, the next major purchase I'll be doing for this car is some new control arms, upper and lower for the rear. They're just factory, they're old. I'm sure the bushings are worn out on them. I don't think it would hurt to get some new control arms and hopefully soaks up the wheel hop that I've been getting, because I'd like to do some more burnouts, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will just talk to you guys, I guess, a little later. Ciao.